like, when you have those memories that have like really you've pushed away, you don't really want to think about.
You've repressed.
You repressed. It doesn't matter if
Oh,
it's
you mean the first 18 years of my life? Yeah, go ahead.
It doesn't really matter if it's something that's horrific or even something that's nice. But usually for me, it's weird things. My brain seems to repress weird situations that I've been in, and I just want to take this kind of forum and having you guys here to kind of just get your take and break down what happened here, because it still weirds me out to this day about the situation. So I was in year 10 English, and it was a normal English class, and we were actually doing we were doing Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, very nice.
And we were doing a film critique and analysis, and we were watching the film, and it was the scene where he had just been. It was in the laundry room, and like he'd just been. So it's a very serious scene with Andy Dufresne. Where he's essentially being raped in a laundry. It's not a very nice scene.
Oh,
and then
Andy didn't walk
some side
right for a
tests to
week.
go on. While we're watching this, I went to a school where the uniforms were just very normal blazers, t-shirt, and then like a tie.
Ooh, fancy.
But it was summer, so most of the boys were just wearing shorts, shirt, and a blazer. And we were just casually watching this in the dark with our beautiful year 10 teacher, Mr. Voss, gorgeous,
Yes.
beautiful woman. Anyway, we were watching the film.
Hold up. Mr. Voss is a beautiful woman. Like, which one is it? Is it which?
Mr. Voss.
Oh, Miss Davos.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Mr. Voss.
Mr. Voss, no, Miss Davos. Sorry. Once again, my mumbling seemed to come
No, look, I
back and
thought the
destroy
same
me.
thing, and then like in my head, I'm just like, no, wait, he meant Miss DeVos.
Miss DeVos, sorry. Anyway, this scene was going on with Andy Dufresne getting absolutely mauled by this big burly man. And Miss DeVos just suddenly gets up, runs over to the lights, because we obviously had the lights off because we were watching a movie in the classroom, turns the lights on, turns to my mate, I'll say he's a mate. My mate Kieran at the time, who was in the class with me, and he was shirtless. For some weird reason. She turns the lights on and goes, Kieran, why is your shirt up? And he looks stunned. Like he'd just gone down the shower in the morning to get ready for school. Like, covering himself up almost. And everyone's kind of looking at him like, what the fuck? And then he just casually, nonchalantly goes, oh, sorry, it was a bit warm. And then proceeds to put his shirt back on. Now, I don't know what the fuck, because he walked in with a blazer on, like full kit was on.
Yeah.
And he, middle of Shawshank Redemption goes, getting a bit steamy, just starts to strip. And I respect Mr. Voss to take literally all of her professionalism to just be like, hey,
What are you doing?
yeah, like I'm not gonna like abuse this kid, because honestly, this is a rough situation, because you can mentally scar this kid if you approach this wrong.
100%.
So essentially, she kind of just told him to put his shirt back on, and then they had some words after class. It's a weird experience to kind of, or just a weird thing to be involved in for everyone. It'd be weird for him, be weird for the teacher. It's weird for us the rest of the day, because then we're like, Kieran, why are you not wearing your shirt? He goes, I don't want to talk about it. But this is not the only occasion. Year 10 for me was just weird. Like Miss DeVos, because she was a very young, intelligent, attractive teacher who had to teach year 10 boys. There was some stuff, but she had a weird relationship with a good friend of mine.
Right.
I say weird because once again my brain is kind of repressed.
When you say weird.
It didn't go that far.
Okay.
But
That's good.
it was dancing with the rhythm, if that makes sense. So the relationship was teetering. So like it would be really playful. I use that with quotations. So like she would.
Bro, it's a fine line between
It's weird. So
playful and
during lunch,
pederasty, bro.
So her office would be all glass so that you could see in.
Yeah.
And she'd be eating a lunch or just doing some work on the phone or whatever. My mate Harry would walk in, just wouldn't knock on the door. He'd just open the door to our year 10 teacher's office, and then he would just kind of sit down and let her keep talking, or he'd rummage through her stuff and start eating her sandwich. And it was stuff like this, and eventually, and it happened in class too. Like they were just having an absolute argument one day. There was like shouting back and forth, and Harry was like, "Fine, I'm leaving." And Harry leaves, and then Mr. Voss goes, "Fine, I don't want you anyway." And then everyone's kind of awkwardly just sitting in the classroom, listening to the crickets in the air, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Oh no, Harry, come back!" And then chases him out of the classroom. Now, Harry, I've spoken to Harry about this multiple times. He goes, she was a bit of fun, but no, nothing happened.
I don't
beg to
believe
differ.
him at all.
Especially when I remember being drunk with him one day and he got really sad because she ended up moving to Italy. And she was like, "I can't believe Mr. Voss is gone." I'm like, "Man, you got to get over it. It was 2 years ago."
Fucking hell. Oh, no. That's
It's a weird... Situations is how your brain can just repress weird moments like that. I don't know if you guys have had similar weird situations where...
That's unique.
I've had not a weird situation, but just another like weird teacher-student interaction that is just like...
There's fine line
how
with...
the fuck did this... No, but this is like primary school. All right, no, it's not like...
It's not teacher and student. It's
not to that level, but just like the whole, like when you said like your friend had his shirt off and it was just like... the
I'm
way
still trying to work that out. Can you guys help me?
Okay, well, I got no idea. Obviously, he was a bit hot. That's
Or was he like the cable guy on South Park and he sees Andy Dufresne getting railed and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Well, I don't know if it was... I don't know because like... I'm still
maybe Morgan Freeman's
but
voice
it was
gets him hot.
like his face. I still remember the shock value. It was
So
like
he
wasn't expecting to be hot at all.
With his shirt off.
Yeah, it's
in the dark. At school.
with all boys in the room.
Fucking, that's just so
Like
stupid.
It's just a really weird situation to be in, especially
Why?
we were in year 10, so we would have been like 14 years old. That's a weird age.
Yeah.
Or
16.
15, 16.
Yeah. Still, though, like...
Dude, puberty's going on. You got enough worries
Yeah,
to
you
deal
got, like,
with, and you've got your mate who's decided to be
Like
a bit more
you're not going through
advantageous and take his shirt off.
I mean, people in my high school, like kids would take their shirts off, but it was like they would be the footy kids, and they were the footy kids. Like
Unfortunately,
everybody knew.
like me, we're all a bunch of doughboys back in high school. So, mate, no one wants to see
I was
doughy
wor-
physique. I'm sorry.
Sorry, the
Right.
footy kids and the Chinese New Year kids. There was like the team who does so you know Chinese New Year, they have like the dragon. The whole team that would do that all went to my high school,
Right.
and they would rehearse honest to God, they would rehearse every recess and lunch like motherfuckers, like leading up to the thing, and like they would take their shirts off for that. Yeah,
Got it. Hold on to that dragon.
Then you just got to give the little tap. What's with the football? Well, I know that's a big universal sports thing, the tap on the bum.
I didn't.
It's
okay,
just
you know
a
what?
sign of...
Get
Okay,
good
you
work,
want
mate.
weird
Bah.
stories?
Just a
I got a
sign
weird
of,
story.
sign
about
of
that.
recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, there's nothing wrong with it. But like, there are. I feel like
It's
if you
just
linger,
the-
it's the lingering. It's like the version. Like if
Well, you're not going for it. You're
Well,
not
that's the
going
thing.
for like
If
a
you grab it,
gropey
hold
grab.
and squeeze.
You
That's
just pat him on the bum. Just a
on you,
little,
mate.
just a little pat on the bum. That's
Right.
it.
go get your orange.
That's all it
Bah.
was. Like that was like, and I played junior footy all through like primary school and high
But it's
school.
weird
and that.
because it wasn't really encouraged in Auskick.
Well, no, but that's because it's fucking Auskick. But like, once you get to a certain point, it's like, I mean, like we changed and showered together when we were like 14, 15 years
Yeah.
old. Like it's like tapping each other on the arse after you kick a good goal is not that weird of a thing once you've showered with a bunch of dudes when you're 15 years old. Like it's, I don't know. I was just brought up in that thing of like, I played sport since I was like fucking 6 years old, went through like all of primary school and high school playing like junior and senior sport at a pretty decent level, and it was like did it in cricket as well. If I got a wicket, all the boys come up. Go on, your mate.
I think
Pat on the arse.
my general cricketing career was like 0.4. I scored 1-4 the entire, and that was a complete accident because I like angled my bat when I like went for a straight block drive.
Hey man, anyway, gets to the boundary is a good way to get the boundary.
And then I got that, and then I got 2 wickets. And then
Oh, very nice,
It all,
very
funny,
nice.
funny thing is, it all happened in the one game. And the week after, I was like,
And
"This
you-
is it. This is my peak. I've
peaked. I'm done.
I've hit it.
I'm out. You know, I don't need. I've done cricket. I don't need to do any more cricket.
My natural talent
I've
is
achieved
kicking
all I
in.
need to in cricket. I'm done, and I get that because cricket is, you know, for if someone who isn't like sort of brought up in a cricketing household like I was, I get it. It's like a really hard sport to get into, and then a really hard sport to like.
If your brain just doesn't
explain.
naturally like cricket too.
I've tried to think about explaining cricket to someone who doesn't know the rules of cricket, and I'm just like, I don't know where the fuck to start. Honestly, it's like especially like now that there's more rules getting introduced every year, like same with footy, it's getting more complicated and it's even harder to explain. It's like, why are they making the T shape with their arm? Well, that's a referral. So they go to the umpires like, okay, is that new? I'm like, yeah, it is kind of new. You used to just trust the umpire 20 years ago.
We can't trust the umpires.
Can't trust the
anymore.
umpire
No,
now. I was like, well, why do they have the umpires? Like, well, you still need the umpire there for reasons. It's like it's so stupid. Like trying to explain anything to anybody at this stage in life when you're like mid to late 20s is just like if you haven't learnt it by now, you're probably just not gonna. Like
yeah, no, I was 18 when I learnt the basic rules of cricket. Like, and that was I used to play cricket in high school. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was like all I got told. No, this is in primary school. Sorry, we played cricket, and it'd be like just hit the fucking ball, and I'm like, oh, so it's like baseball, but you handle the cricket bat differently. Yeah, okay, cool, got it. And that's how we used to play. That's how I played cricket. It was like that. Right? I didn't understand anything about runs and overs or any of that shit until I was like 18, and I sat down and I like actually watched the fucking cricket. I'm like, I'm gonna figure this shit out. And like figured it out. Yeah.
Whereas like my upbringing was my mum always has this story. She's like, my first word was mama, my second word was dada, my third word was boonie, because I would sit on my dad's lap and watch the cricket with him. And David Boone was playing, and it's an easy word to say for a child. And apparently my third word was boonie, because I loved David Boone. So like that's how long I've been like ingrained in like sport in general, but just like one of my earliest memories is my dad swearing at the TV watching sport. Like that is ingrained into my memories. Like I was like 3 years old, and it's just my dad swearing at the TV that probably the Demons were losing because Paul Barker barracks for Melbourne. But I don't know. It's just trying to like the most recent sport I've gotten into was American football. Yeah. And like that is even now I don't understand half the rules. The rules are just I'm like, what the fuck is a safety? Like I've learnt most of it now. I've gotten like the hang of it, but like I started watching that when I was 22, and I've been watching it for like 8 years now, and I'm like just really grasping the rules of it now. It's all the stop and start stuff and all the different like penalties and shit you can get. It's like it's really hard to keep track of, but yeah. I don't know. If you're not going to learn it by now, you're done. Like you don't need cricket in your life. You don't really need sport in your life. And well, we're not going to get much sport based on current events. So
probably everyone's going to be indoors now. We're going to be watching everything online.
Yeah. Well, currently, like as we're recording this, there are many sporting events happening right now that are happening in empty stadiums because of our friend, Mr. COVID-19.
Yep. And with that, welcome to Pint Party, a podcast designed to turn a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. I'm your host, John McLeish, and joining me this week is the Gimmick Gang, Lachlan Beasley, Ricky Needs. Boys, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining me. And you know what? Here's the thing, right? So we were talking about like people playing things to empty stadiums. It's not even just physical sport that's getting fucked with this. Esports is getting fucked with it too. I just got an email, like, because I will follow the Overwatch League, and they were going to have a big tournament later on, like in April, and they've just cancelled that.
Is that the one that's in China?
No. It's called the Homestead Tournament. This is the LA Valiant Homestead Tournament. And I think that was... It's not like a part of the official league. It was like a side little thing that they do just for like...
Right, because...
For money.
I think they were going to do like... There was going to be a couple of league matches in China this month, and they were just like... Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. We're just going to not do that.
They've got the teams for it now, because there used to only be one Chinese team, the Shanghai Dragons, but now they've got the Shanghai Dragons, who also were the worst team in the league, which was unbelievable. I'm like, you're getting your ass beat by like dudes from France. Like, what the fuck, right? No. So Shanghai Dragons, right, and now you've got the Guangzhou Spark, and I think there's another Chinese team that I'm completely forgetting.
The Wuhan
about.
Cough.
No, I can't. I think there's 3 Chinese teams now in the league, and like and Shanghai Dragons are like getting better at it too, because I think they changed out their coach because their fucking schedules. Fuck. Anyway, nobody gives a shit about the Overwatch League except for me.
I find it interesting,
but like it's just in general, like everything is like as of like we're sitting here right now, and
if you work in events,
it's
a big issue.
Last 24 hours, the NBA has been cancelled, like put on hold for the foreseeable future.
Essentially, there's the next 6 months, no more basketball.
Yeah, no more basketball. The AFL will play its first two rounds in front of nobody. The cricket today is being played in front of nobody. F1 got cancelled this morning.
Yeah. Wait, did it?
Yeah, the F1 got cancelled.
So Albert Park, Melbourne.
Yeah.
Shit.
So one of the techs from, I think it was Renault or Mercedes, got diagnosed yesterday.
Oh, yes, because I know somebody from McLaren.
Was McLaren.
I don't want to laugh, but like just the footage that came out of Rudy Gobert from the Utah Jazz, who got diagnosed with coronavirus like 24 hours later. There's footage of him running around touching all the microphones at the press
He's like,
conference.
I do not have it. Rudy, you've got coronavirus. You touched all the microphones. Everything. Why?
That is literally...
And he's doing it with the biggest childish grin look on his face. Like he's doing nothing wrong.
Like that is just like... And now like because of that, the whole league is down. And
Donovan Mitchell's
got it as well. And now like E3 has been cancelled as well, which I think
outside of sports, Tom Hanks caught it
on the Gold Coast. He's filming a movie up there.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's currently in Gold Coast General Hospital under
God.
quarantine with his wife.
So he's a castaway again.
He's a castaway, yes.
Wilson!
Yeah. Someone should give him a fucking volleyball.
Well, I mean that's Wilson. I think what's his wife's last name is Wilson, isn't it?
The joke works two ways. Though,
So he's
that's
stuck.
the case.
He's stuck in isolation with
Stuck with
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, so it's all kind of gone to shit.
Yeah.
Well,
and-
everyone's just kind of just chilling.
Well, okay, this is my thing. I wanted to come in and actually like bring this point up, right? So if you contract coronavirus, it's like everyone says like take 2 weeks off, take 2 weeks to like get over it, self quarantine, whatever. And if you're don't have any pre-existing immune conditions or you're not over 70, you should be fine. What would be the worst thing? So say like essentials, like okay, hospitals and utilities obviously had to stay open to keep providing us with water, power, internet, and hospital services. Everybody else, just if everyone just took 2 weeks off, what's the worst that would happen? Like, what, if you went out and got like enough food to cover you for the 2 weeks and you're like if you didn't need to leave the house.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like,
it depends on what we.
You see Uber Eats drivers just driving
Okay, well that's
around.
like is that like would that have to be, that'd have to be an essential service, I guess.
That's
But
what I mean. Like, how do we define critical infrastructure at that point? Because
I know, like I'm talking like basic like housing stuff. So like your power, your water, your internet, if you got gas, your gas as well. Obviously, hospital services because they're going to be the ones like busy during an outbreak. But like, if just everyone just kind of took like, even if no one like had the disease, but if we all just quarantined ourselves for 2 weeks, then the last people to have the disease wouldn't pass it on to anybody else. So if we all just fucked off to our own houses for 2 weeks, then the disease would just naturally peter out because there'd be no one left for it to pass to if you're quarantined for 2 weeks. So like,
I just want to see.
aside from obviously like, obviously retail and hospitality would just go to shit, but like 2 weeks of no service is better than like the next 6 to 12 months of 50%,
everyone
75%.
everyone
service.
being a little worried or
Exactly, like even
constant
like
anxiety
at work right now, we are noticing a distinct drop in revenue over the last like 2 to 3 weeks.
I'm in hospitality as well. I feel that as
And
well.
everyone is
my
just sort of-
hours have been stripped.
Yeah, and like I'm literally at work, like looking at the books and just being like, we are losing money hand over fist right now because no one's coming in.
Yep.
So it's like, do you just do the 2 weeks? Let everyone take 2 weeks off, obviously aside from essential services. Let the virus run its course, and then everyone goes back to work, and then everyone's okay, and we're all good, and we just go back. Like, what's the worst that could happen if everyone just took 2 weeks off? We'd all just chill the fuck out. We'd all just relax a little bit. Wouldn't have to go to work. Wouldn't have to worry about going to work. Just like everyone,
The only one going to
everyone-
work is just Waleed Ali, who's just
Yeah.
in front of the project. Being
He's
like,
just-
it's day 68.
he's just in the project office.
It's not even that. It's just a webcam. He's just got like a single Bic lighter for lighting.
You know what?
He hasn't shaven
You
for
know what?
days.
Those shoot like I think Waleed Ali like just him and a webcam in his living room I think would do it. I think that'd get it straight through.
That's the project now.
That's
Yeah. Welcome to this is the project.
Welcome
This is
to the
what-
future.
This is what we're doing now.
It was the only bit of the project worth watching anyway. So like as far as I'm concerned, like that's good enough.
Support my Patreon. Help me out. But yeah, like I don't see like the big thing of like, if like retail and hospitality will take a hit, but apart from that,
Hospitals must be doing very well though.
like hospitals be doing great. Man. Fucking
Pharmacists-
private insurance right now, just be like, fuck.
Even
yeah,
bleach
boy.
companies.
No, private
seem to be
insurance is
doing-
getting fucked because of
Oh,
this.
they
The
gotta
amount
pay
of-
for everything,
They got to
don't
pay
they?
for everything.
Yeah, that's true.
No, private insurance is shitting
But I reckon private insurance is going to be like, okay, this is good because like we're coming up on the deadline of March 31st to get private health insurance, and I reckon there's going to be a lot of people out there being like, you know what, that wouldn't be such a bad idea right about now. So this like next 2 weeks when it's going to get worse, I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, I might just get private health insurance just in case I need to go to hospital. Because I was actually thinking about it the other day because I'm not sick. I'm sick. I had a cold. That's all I had. I'm fine. I am going to cough a couple of times just because my throat's still a bit blare.
It's getting there.
But I'm fine. Like I don't have fucking coronavirus. I'm fine. But like, I forgot my point. Where was I going with that?
Just generally,
You were thinking about getting private health insurance.
Oh yeah, okay. So I was a bit sick, right? And then like I got over being sick, and I was just kind of like, right, I don't have private health insurance. The deadline's coming up for like this year of like the rates being stuck at where they are. Wouldn't be the worst thing, just in case. And also like I need glasses, and I probably need to go to the dentist at some point. So I'm just like, well, I could do that no gap, all that sort of stuff. Thinking about it, like. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to go get health insurance. So I think like if I'm thinking that, there's probably a lot of other people that are thinking that as well.
Oh, there absolutely are. But
especially at your age, yes.
yeah. But
Well, exactly. Like, because what is it? If you don't get it before 31, so I've got like over another year before I turn 31, but like the premiums go way up if you get it after 31. So I'm like, well, I might as well get it now. just in case anything happens. Like I haven't been to hospital. I haven't spent a night in hospital since I was 19.
Yeah.
And that was for alcohol poisoning. So
as it would be.
As it would be, yeah. I went on a 3-month binge and ended up in hospital. Don't drink, kids. It's bad. I mean, drink in moderation. But yeah, I'm like, well, I think like right now, a lot of people are going to have that thing of like, maybe I should get health insurance. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. Just in case something does happen. Because like this thing's probably going to get worse before it gets better.
I think that's what a lot of people...
Oh, it absolutely is. Did you guys not see the Prime Minister's address the other night?
Yeah, I did.
I actively don't listen to ScoMo.
He has a 3-prong approach apparently.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So basically,
he's pitching a 3-prong attack.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, so I watched it because, like, it was the first Prime Minister address to the nation since Kevin Rudd in the global financial crisis in 2008, which is like, because it's not like fucking America where, like, I mean, every single week the president is like, and this isn't just the Trump thing. This is like every fucking president since
even
he's on
Obama
television.
came out.
Obama every fucking week he'd be out there being like,
"Hey,
"Sup,
kids.
dudes? How you doing?" Right? You know, and then you got Reagan with the "stay off the drugs," right, and all that kind of stuff. But here in Australia, it's just not a thing we do, right? The last Prime Minister address I remember is the April Fool's gimmick that what was her name?
Gillard?
Gillard that Gillard pulled when she was like, "Oh, it's the zombie apocalypse, people." Remember that one?
I don't remember that.
No.
Oh, it was an April Fool's. So she did it. She did
real?
it. Yeah. So like, and she did it at like they had a full press conference set up and everything. April 1st.
In hindsight, that just seems in very bad taste.
And she got No, but this is in 2009-ish or 2010-ish.
Before the zombie.
Right.
I very much enjoyed the mineral boom as well.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, this is in the middle.
So
of
much money coming
That's
in.
what I mean. Right?
Yeah.
Like it was just like sharing with cash, and she was just like, "Oh, it's a zombie apocalypse. People like, you know, like we're fucked. Good luck." I remember that was it. She said good luck, and then basically jogs off the camera. Is kind of the idea. Like the idea being that like Parliament House is getting evacuated and shit. And that was an April Fool's joke, and like it was very much pinned that way, right? But that's the last one I remember.
He was
I'm
very,
okay
when
with
he
the
came out, ScoMo. It's so weird calling him Scott Morrison because I can't take him seriously. So ScoMo it is. ScoMo came out. He looked very proper. He had the flag had the flag in the right hand corner. It was down. It wasn't out and spread. Right. But it seemed like he was in the Parliament Library.
No, he's in his office. That's his office.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wish I just had a bookshelf stacked of books.
No,
that I'll
they
never
literally
read.
have
it's
like
a classic like presidential address gimmick. They all do the same thing. They all just do it from their office.
Can I just get one dude in front of a green screen and it's just like a safari or something just once?
I'm in Delaware.
No, it was like the presidential office where they do this. It's like really boring. It's just like a whole bookshelf full of law books. Whereas like the Oval Office in America is like it's
Well, it's got a view at least.
like, you know, it's got a presence about it. Or is it just like you could be in an office in any law firm in any like country, like town in Australia. It all looks the same.
Except
Or
I
like,
guarantee you no law firm has a book on strategic theology, which is what he has on his bookshelf. People have already analysed his bookshelf and have been like, "Oh, here's what's on it." But anyway, the point
he's
being...
he's the Hillsong president.
Yeah, he is. But like the point being that like in the address...
Scott Morrison looked like the uncle who'd tell you to get private health insurance.
That's what it felt like. It felt like he was trying to... But the issue I really... Like, if there was one thing I was going to nitpick with his address, I didn't like that he was slouched. He was hunched over.
Should be leaning.
He's always hunched.
He was leaning.
He's always
leaning,
hunched over.
Yeah, but he was like leaning
He must
on his
have terrible
elbows on the
posture.
desk. And I was like,
Constantly leaning
bro,
down,
like,
looking at
for
things.
fuck's sake, it was a 5-minute address and it's all on a teleprompter. Just sit up straight. Like even like
Well,
because
he's
Trump
leaning.
did a 10-minute address the other night, like for the same coronavirus thing where he announced the European bans. And like he sat up straight for 10 minutes. This is a guy who's morbidly obese and is like fucking sitting up straight. And by the way, you could tell he was shitting bricks.
Did you see
in that address?
The health minister?
Apparently no. Apparently, the Trump address. Apparently, C-SPAN left their feed on after it was like they gave him the all clear, and he's like, and you're right, he's like sitting up from proper, and then like you hear like C-SPAN still got their coverage going. You hear off in the background his handler going like, and we're clear, and Trump's just like, alrighty then. And then it just cuts. Like C-SPAN's like, oh fuck, we're still on. But like he's just like complete like blasé attitude to it after like the cameras are off. He's just like, oh, alrighty then, okay. And it's like, man, you have no empathy. You are just a fucking machine that just like read
in my tower.
Read a fucking teleprompter. And apparently he was like squinting the entire time, like trying to read. Like he couldn't.
Oh yeah, no, he was struggling.
Like,
I watched it.
Doing like one of those fucking like just like I can't fucking read. Anyway, but yeah, just like. I just love that like C-SPAN just left theirs on it, like probably by, let's say, accident, and just caught him in that like moment of him just being like, oh, I don't have to worry about this anymore for another like couple
A glimpse
of hours.
of the real president.
Exactly. It was like a tiny little glimpse, but yeah. But
Scott Morrison, though.
to me, Scott Morrison feels like he could be Eeyore from like Dr. Frankenstein or something. Just like he seems like someone who would walk around hunched over, just like, yes, master.
He was actually being genuine in the address, and it was sort of like, and it was him being like,
First time you
basically-
really saw him
Yeah.
kind of come out and
yeah,
be
but that's
empathetic.
yeah, but like the whole time, like
not during the fires.
No.
Yeah, basically the whole point of his address was like, everybody chill, we got this. Was like what it was like the whole point of his address. But like
problem
like I said,
is, he's the guy that spent fucking 3 months denying that there's a fucking problem with all the fires.
Yeah.
So now anything he says, people are going to be like, I don't really think I believe
This
you
affects,
at all right
because
now.
this affects foreign investment a little more there, Ricky.
yeah,
Well, that's a good point.
The economy's like going into the shitter because of
he's
this.
very worried about all the people and definitely not all the money the country's
Chinese
going to
money.
lose. All that Chinese money, no more. Thank God we make bog roll here in Australia.
The one thing we'll be safe with is agriculture goods and
Yeah.
cleaning supplies.
We got food
it
and we
seems.
got the stuff to clean up after the food is
We got it all.
passed.
Yeah.
We're fine. Like everyone just like, and you said it last week in the episode, everyone just needs to calm down a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to lose sport for a bit. Sport's not the end of the world. We're going to lose
You've still got Netflix and you've got general good
this is
free
what
to
I'm
air
saying.
stuff. You got
Everyone
it.
just take 2 weeks off. Everyone just go home, just watch fucking TV or like play video games or just do nothing. Just enjoy a nice and like obviously.
And if you're in Italy, watch porn. Pornhub Premium is free in all of Italy. Every
Really?
citizen,
Are they donating or
everybody in
ScoMo,
Italy gets it for free.
If you really care about this country, you will lock this country down and you will get Pornhub to give us Pornhub Premium for free for 2 weeks. Everyone just chill at home, fucking whack off, watch TV.
Everyone's at different headspaces.
they said you
is what
can't
I
touch your
realised.
face. They didn't say you couldn't
Some
touch
people
your bits.
some people have full blown freaked out and
I know.
they've got into their bunkers. Other people are still licking poles.
all those people who were prepping in 2012, they're looking real smart.
They're
right
like,
now.
yeah,
There's
I knew it was coming.
I got Dunny roll from fucking 7 years ago. It's probably still good.
It's in the vault.
It's in the vault.
The man who sleeps with an axe is a fool every night but one.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, but like just. I don't think there would be.
There's
like,
a broad spectrum of reaction.
Yeah, it is, and like
I feel like millennials, because a lot of our audiences are millennials.
we're just like fucking cheap international flights.
Maybe put it in, yeah, that's the thing. I was going to say that. I was going to talk about that as well.
If I die in the luxury of Spain, I die in the luxury of Spain.
Yeah, but the problem is everything costs twice as much in Spain now because the Australian dollar's tanked.
Yeah, I know,
Today
but like it's
tanked
half the
this-
price to get there. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Don't go to Europe. Anywhere in Europe,
fine.
stock markets.
I want to go to New Zealand. Apparently, New Zealand flights are pretty cheap right now, and there's been like no word of coronavirus in New Zealand.
Every
so
single person I've spoken to has had a blast in New Zealand.
I want to go there. I want to learn how to.
I would actually like to go to New Zealand.
wanna-
I hear it's a really nice, like, but I'd be boring as fuck because I just want to go and like look at the mountains and be like, "There's the
that's what I
mountains," and then I'm good.
I don't think there's disease in Middle
I just
Earth.
want to.
so-
I just want to go see Hobbiton and
Yeah.
like learn
Yeah,
how to
that'd be
snowboard and do that whitewater rafting thing, and then like on the way back, stop at Tahiti and just sit on the beach for a week and do fuck all.
That's
Sounds like a pretty good like vacation.
That's a good way to spend your 2 weeks.
That's
in
a really-
quarantine.
yeah.
exactly. I'm saying like.
that's a long way back to go from
That's
because
fine.
that's like you've got to go all the way around the planet then at that point.
Yeah, but once again, flights are cheap as shit.
Yeah, that's
It's funny that like a lot of people, our millennials, are kind of saying, "I'll just go on a holiday."
Yeah, exactly.
Like why? Like honestly, the risk for us is minimal.
Very minimal.
Very minimal. If you're generally
Very.
healthy and you look after yourself, you're fine. So why not take advantage of Jetstar absolutely ripping prices down to the cents? Like you be ballsy, go to Europe, or maybe I don't know, go somewhere else.
Or,
where
you
else-
know
where
what?
else is
Take a
good?
domestic flight, spend money here.
Well, that's the thing. We're about to
Let's
get-
get the economy going here. Like, go out to fucking, I don't know,
No,
fucking
you're
Darwin
right.
or something.
You
spend
are
some money
right,
here.
John. I must say,
I've-
Go,
let's
go
take
to
that
the Gold Coast,
stimulus
go to Bris
package.
Vegas, you know?
I've already seen all of it. I've already been to everywhere.
Been to Broome?
Yeah, been to Broome.
Apparently Broome's nice, but
Go out to Cooper Pedy.
No, don't go to Cooper Pedy. I've been to Cooper Pedy. It's bad. It's really fucking bad. You do not want to go to Cooper Pedy. Trust me. Unless you like opals. Do you like opals?
Hey, man, I'm just...
Fraser
I'm-
Island is actually overrated as hell.
You reckon Fraser Island's overrated? I loved Fraser
I
Island.
enjoyed the experience. Have you been there, John?
No, I haven't. But
So-
like, I'm just saying we should spend money here because we've had the big bushfires that have run
Look,
right through the country.
you're not wrong.
Plus this, like, this is
You're
going
not
to completely fuck up a lot of small
You're
towns.
not wrong. Go to Lakes Entrance.
Go to Volunteer. Go see your mum.
Go see my mum.
Go to no, don't go to Echuca.
That's a good idea. Go to Violetown and go see my mum and say hi to my mum for me.
Buy a slice.
Spend some money there. But I don't know. Just like everyone just needs to calm down a bit. Just chill out. It's fine.
We're doing
all
alright.
It's fine.
That's
it's fine.
a good question.
Like what is?
I was just thinking because so the Violet Town where my mum lives, like the town is like famous for the Violet Town market. It's basically like a big market they have once a month, and like honest to God, like everybody like around in the region around it is like, oh, we know Violet Town. That's where the market is. Like I talked to a guy on the train. He's like, where you going? I'm like, Violet Town. I figured nobody was going to know. He's like, oh yeah, they got a good market, but of course a market that's a big. I mean, and it's busy. Like a lot of people go.
For a lot of people, that's probably a big.
That's a big gathering place for a lot of people to transmit disease. So,
but this is the thing though, because like I was talking to people back home, and like the whole toilet paper thing is happening in like Echuca. It's like, I'm sorry, but
my
like,
dad came home so proud. He came back with a full slab of toilet paper. He goes, like, "I've provided," and slammed it on the table. It was good as.
I have my cats, my kill for the day. We shall eat tonight.
We got one.
But like Echuca doesn't have that much international travel going through there. In fact, it has fucking none. Right? I understand, like,
because when the
Sydney,
boat, because only when the boat show or anything's like on, really.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Melbourne obviously has cases, Sydney has cases because we are the two hubs in Australia for international travel.
Yes,
there's a reason that we have cases here in both cities. Echuca, not many Chinese nationals going through Echuca. Not many Iranians going through Echuca. In fact, probably fucking none. So like the fact that they're freaking out about this is kind of crazy because I doubt anyone who has come overseas or has been in contact with anyone from overseas is probably in Echuca right now. Like it's a very small like little corner of the world. Same with Violet Town. If anyone's freaking out in Violet Town, they kind of need to look at themselves and be like, wait, this is a disease that gets contracted as like
the funny
person to person.
They're just stealing toilet paper from their neighbours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Like, that's Barry, I'll see you at Cards on Sunday.
No, we're that's what I'm saying. We're more at risk just because we have the markets, and so like that's a lot of people gathering, and people come up from Melbourne for the markets. But not only that, but like we have like I can't remember the name of. There's a state politician who lives in the town, and she's like a really important figure. I can't remember her name. And then like apparently like one of the band members, I think the lead singer of Killing Heidi, like her mum lives nearby as well, and like so like there are like reasons for people to travel to Violet Town. So like we're like it's more at risk than like Echuca. Like I can't imagine.
But like, I'm just saying like the chances of anywhere outside of the main metropolitan hubs, the chances of them finding anyone that's contracted coronavirus is so fucking slim.
Yeah,
like the fact that in the big cities, the people that have like been tested positive are right now in quarantine, and like it's such a like ridiculous like level of like so low odds that anyone outside of the main metropolitan are actually going to get
a lot of it is just bad chance.
It is
because one of the stories that has come out. Have you heard about this? That like in Melbourne, especially, that a doctor in Toorak, got
which is actually like just down the road from my practice where I go. Yeah,
no, that's a bit sketchy. And he infected.
Yeah. And one of the guys I work with goes to that practice.
Shit.
Didn't see that doctor, but he was there the same day that doctor was there. So he actually got quarantined from work until he got a negative test back from from being cleared of the coronavirus. So then I had a cold. My boss freaks out, makes me go to the doctor, and like. They wouldn't even let me in the building.
Yeah.
Like, I had to stand...
Full lockdown?
Yeah. All I needed was a medical certificate. I wasn't going to get tested because I'm like, my GP didn't have any tests, and my only other option was to sit in an emergency room at the Alfred for 3 hours and wait for a test. I'm not going to do that. So I went to get my medical certificate. I get an email on my way to the practice being like, oh, just a heads up, if you have any cold or flu-like symptoms, give the practice a call ahead of your appointment. Like, oh, no worries. So I'm walking up the street, call them up. I'm just like, I got an email about calling this number in case I had like any cold or flu symptoms. Like I got a runny nose and a sore throat. And she's like, we got nowhere for you to come in. You can't come in. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, no, we can't have you come in the practice. We don't have any face masks, and we don't have like a spare room to put you.
We can't hide you away.
Exactly. Like they didn't want me sitting in the bloody in the receptionist area for a long period of time. So I had to do my get my medical certificate. I was literally standing on the footpath outside of the practice on the phone talking to the doctor.
Oh my God.
And he's like, I'll email you the medical certificate.
I'm outside.
It's like, dude, I'm fine. Like,
put it in a bottle, drop it out the window.
I have a runny nose, dude. I need a medical certificate for work so I can go back to work in 2 days. Like, what are you doing? But they like think like when medical practitioners are starting to freak out, I think that doesn't help people either because all of a sudden they're seeing that like, oh, the doctors are worried. Maybe I should be really, really worried.
They're just worried because they don't get to play golf at 10:30.
Well, also,
Those GP doctors.
everyone, like the public, are buying out those like the surgical face masks, and my GP didn't actually have any face masks, which is kind of fucked up. So if you're out there and you're looking at a thing of face masks,
there's mixed information
don't buy them.
on the masks as well because people are like, do I need to wear one? And it's like,
No.
no. Because
Don't wear a face mask.
You can be transmitted through the eyes now.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't
Like,
worry
it's-
about it.
It's
and
pointless.
through touch and stuff. Like
Yeah,
you gotta wear,
just,
you
you
gotta
know.
wear, like I said, you
But
gotta
like-
wear a full-on level 4 biohazard containment suit, and that means you gotta wear full-on thick plastic that'll survive the atmosphere of Venus. I shit you not, there's plastic thick enough.
But
that'll do it.
everybody.
And then you've got to, like duct tape your hands and your wrists into your boots. You've got to have a respiratory system. Like it's a whole fucking thing. If you really wanted to be,
This is
secure.
what I'm saying.
And that's go hard or go home, and that's like $12,000 a unit. I think. I don't know. It's north of 10.
But everyone's
for that.
still like, just because you can't afford what John is suggesting, still wash your hands with a bit of Dettol.
I'm pretty
and
sure
just
you
general
can't actually
general
buy it
hygiene.
if you're not a government agency either. Like I don't think
Hand
you could buy
sanitizer.
that. Hand sanitizer is good.
Just do that. Just everyone.
Just
come
basic
fucking-
hand washing. Like, it's so funny that I work in hospitality and we work in a large volume kind of place. So for them to kind of say, "Hey, you should wash your hands," it's like, well, this shouldn't be the first time.
like,
First time
I
you're
would hope-
telling me this.
I would
right?
hope that
like,
most people in like the food service industry are washing their hands
like, you
anyway.
should be washing your hands like every 20 minutes. Like that's
But
protocol.
like right now, I've noticed like I've gone to because like I'm handling money a lot too. Every time I handle money, I just
every
go,
time I think of it, it's like
yeah,
bacteria.
I just go to like the little like hand sanitizer thing in the bar and just like wash my hands again.
Even like hand sanitizer, you don't even have to like rinse or anything. You
No,
just
it
let
just
that
evaporates
dry.
off your
And
hands.
that's all you need too. Like especially with our money, like America's fucked because of they've got like a paper cotton based money, and like it basically it's like it can absorb germs like nothing. But our
plastic
polymer,
money.
our plastic polymer, but our polymer money is specifically designed to be resistant. Like it's specifically to prevent shit like this. Like I mean, if anybody who's ever played The Division, that can't happen in Australia because our money is specifically designed to not let that happen, right? So yeah, it's fun. Like honestly, the thing that I really worry about in all of this is places like America, where their healthcare system is barbaric. Like
Yeah.
this is going to go through them like it's like nobody's fucking business
Well,
because
they reckon a third of the population will contract it.
I reckon
That's
it'll be more than
100
that.
million people.
I reckon it'll be way more than that.
That's nuts.
Because I read a story just the other day of of a wealthy family who caught it, and they were just they kept going. They had dinner parties that they had to go to, so they kept going. It's like you're fucking infected with this shit, and you just spreading it around to all your rich mates.
Fucking wasps.
So they're all.
Dude, we
fucking
might
getting
lose
it.
some of the wealthy 1%.
As I
Oh,
mean,
no.
it's going to run right through them. It'll like it's
Tragedy.
All
It's,
them-
it's not.
all
It's
them
not a thing
boomers.
that'll only affect the poor in America. It's going to affect.
Give me a
everyone.
house. Give me property to buy.
You know?
Yeah, it's
But kind of, yeah. Look, with the whole, just take stock in the small, simpler things and the things you enjoy at this time.
what I'm saying, man. 2 weeks off.
You know, do a puzzle. Have more fun in indoor activities.
Jack off for 2 weeks.
You can do that
Telling
too.
you. Just
Catch,
like
catch up on your Pornhub queue. I don't know if that's a thing, but
just
like
like
Surely Pornhub would have a queue feature by now. Surely.
oh, they don't. But like,
Pornhub, look into it.
pardon me. I don't have coronavirus. I swear to God.
You just got
But-
a bit. You need some rubber tussin or something.
I just like is whenever I get a cold, I just get like all this gunk on my lungs. I just got to cough it up. It's just a pain in the ass.
oh, dude, yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
It's the thing of like still being a fucking dirty smoker and like you get a cold and it's just like you have like an
You
extra
feel like
It hangs
death.
out for a
like
month.
you have like an extra 3 days of just like coughing
Yeah.
'Cause
gunk up.
you literally feel like there's a knife through your chest.
Yeah, and you're just
Yeah.
like every time I get a cold, I'm just like, man, now would be a really good time to quit smoking. And then I never
Your
did.
brain's like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like
for 2 weeks.
The other day, I
Give me
felt
a
like
drag. Give me a
absolute
drag.
hell. It was like the worst day I had. Hadn't had a cigarette all day, and I went to work that night, and like I didn't actually do my shift. I got there, coughed once, and my boss was like,
Nope.
"Go home." I'm like, all right, fine. But I was waiting around to like start my shift. I had like 15 minutes on my hands, and I'm like sitting in the waiting room or like the staff room, and like just next to that staff room is like where all the smokers are. I'm just looking out there. I'm just like, I really want a cigarette.
Isn't that
And
weird?
then like just the nicotine got the better of me when I had to smoke. Yeah, I know. I felt bad about
Your
it.
lungs are like, you douchebag. Fuck you.
Actually, you know what? Like my brain like overpowered my lungs. My brain was just like, "Thank you, nicotine." And just like, suck at lungs. You can deal with it for 5 minutes. But yeah, I had to go home, and boss was just like, "Yeah, I'm not having you here, crook as a dog." I'm like, "That's fair enough."
Fair call to make it right.
But
now.
I don't know. Just what are you going to miss the most of all the things that have been cancelled up until this point? Like, what are we going to miss?
Well, for me, it's the UFC Tony Ferguson
Hopefully that goes ahead.
Khabib fight, but that's in April, so that's still like a little.
Yeah.
Right now, I think that I kind of like watching the Melbourne Grand Prix. I think there's actually
Yeah. I
something
think like
real merit to it.
the
I think
fact that
it's a tricky course. Like
the
a
fact that it
relatively
took
tricky course.
until like Friday morning for them to go nah.
Yeah.
Like it probably should have been cancelled on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly
it's for the same reason that they let the Australian Open go ahead when it was hazardous air quality in Melbourne. It's money.
Yeah, I know. But
That's
like
why.
now they're probably going to lose a
Well,
shit
it's
ton of money
interesting with
for
that with the
cancelling it
NBA
last
thing
minute.
because even Mark Cuban, who you'd think could have a big stance on being money pro, was kind
Yeah.
of like, you know what, it's probably good that we're biting this in the bud early. Like
Well, I mean, you can't have like
you can't let everyone
if it spread, and it
mingle.
would
No.
spread in a locker room
Exactly
system
right.
so quickly.
with especially all the sweat going, like they're already dehydrated going on, like
Yeah.
all this other stuff
Yeah,
in
it
their
would
bodies.
absolutely ravage a sport like the NBA.
Uh-uh.
So like you nip it in the bud.
Even with UFC, like all these guys trying to cut down for weight.
Dude,
could
weight
you
cut
imagine like all these people
destroys
getting
your immune
staph
system.
and like
Yeah.
all these other horrible things? Awful.
So, but I think I'm going to miss E3.
I think it's good. The short term of missing these events that still happen every year. Like
Yeah, I know.
E3, like and they can still promote the content. It isn't going anywhere. It's
I know, but like I feel this might be the death nail for E3.
Well,
Yeah, because E3 like
has it been losing money?
Yes.
it had
consistently
it's
every
been
year?
losing money for years. It's like that's
Yeah.
never the reason why they did it. Like the reason why they were
because
doing
they
it is
made
like,
it journos only. But
no,
anyway.
no,
but
it
it
used
was
to be
always-
journos only. It was a trade show.
it was a
before
trade
public
show.
show. It wasn't a convention.
When did they turn it from just a journo
Only-
show to a trade?
Only a few years ago.
No. Like, it was always a trade show, and only in the last couple of years that they opened it to the public.
But they only do certain seminars or like the.
So the press conferences that sort of come before E3, they're organised independently by each of those companies. They're not actually a part of E3. They just do them at the same time because everyone from the industry is in town. The trade show that happens after the press conferences is set up by what are they called?
The
The guys that doxed everyone on their bloody mailing list.
What the fuck? are they
ESA.
called? ESA. That's it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Electronic Software
Association. Yeah.
Association.
So they set up E3 as just like it's a trade show for retailers and everyone to go there and look at new products, new games, new services, and potentially buy them. That element of it has been dying for a fair few years now because like you can put a trailer up online or you can put like a vertical slice of a game and just send it out in an email to publishers to be like, here's what the game could be. Whereas even the press conferences now that they're all like live streamed and the trailers go up as they go on live on the live stream, there's no need, there's no real benefit to being there in person except for being like, yay, Phil Spencer. Like that's it. Every year I wake up at 4 a.m. and watch the Microsoft press conference, and I get to see everything that everyone else in the audience does, probably better because I'm watching on a screen.
Yeah.
So like that, I think might be the reason that we're going to be looking like PlayStation haven't been there for 2 years. That's nuts.
Yeah.
PlayStation don't do E3 anymore, which is crazy. They do their own like events now.
They
So-
probably made this. Probably they had the marketing strategists that came in and said, "Yeah, we probably need to stop going to E3, like redirect that promotional money elsewhere."
yeah.
Well, that's what they did. They created their own PlayStation Experience thing that they have later on in the year. Like they literally made their own thing.
Because
like a whole thing.
Do Nintendo still do a lot of stuff with E3? Or do
No.
they still hold
Nah,
their own?
I think they still have a presence on the gaming floor,
Yeah.
like on the floor, sorry, but they don't do a press conference anymore. They do like a Nintendo Direct, which is
Yeah.
just a digital only thing. But I don't know. I just feel like this might be like E3 is such a fucking institution of gaming, and I think after this year when they realize they don't need to do it anymore,
Especially when what you said, it is a trade show, and you don't necessarily need to televise trade shows.
no, but they choose to.
They choose to because it was a great promotional
It's-
platform for their.
Yeah,
for their
it's promotional, not just for
industry.
like just for people in like.
it's good for indie gamers as well.
Well,
like,
I think that's the one area where it's gonna really hurt people is indie games because indie games, unless you're promoted by like say the Microsoft press conference or the Sony press conference, you really don't have much of an avenue to get your stuff out there except for being on the trade floor the 3 or 4 days of E3 with like big publishers walking around and you being like, hey, here's my game, come play it for a bit. Like that's how indie games get picked up by bigger brands and get better publishing.
Yeah.
Without that, they're going to really struggle. But like the big guys like Microsoft, it's not going to matter. Like obviously this is a real shit year for it to happen because we've got the next gen consoles coming out at the end of this year, PS5 and the Xbox Series X. This is going to be that like Microsoft are probably going to do a digital event, come out big dick swing and flop their fucking dick on the table and be like, here's the Xbox Series X. These are all the specs. This is when it's coming out. And more importantly, this is the price.
Unfortunately, I think they might have to, especially if they look at with going back to Corona for a second.
Yeah.
This is going to make a huge impact on economics. Like,
Well,
for sure.
this is the other
if
thing too.
Sony go in or Microsoft go in thinking that we can just do a normal retail.
Actually,
price.
is this going to affect the launch of the
It is,
Xbox?
well,
Because
it's probably going to affect both because I think both systems have components that are assembled in Japan.
and in China, like there'd
I
be a
think.
lot
Sorry,
of
yeah, China is what I meant. Yeah, China.
No. You're right about Japan too, though, because like the iPhone has components that are manufactured in Japan and then shipped to China for assembly.
Yeah, I think
and South Korea as well. Like I'm honestly surprised that the price of an iPhone hasn't gone up. Like
Yeah.
this. Like I reckon if
There's
you
apparently a massive Apple backlog right now.
yeah, there would
Yeah.
be. Yeah, just because assembly is fucked, but also like, but I mean that it's gonna last well part. Like once China's fine with it, it'll last longer again because individual part manufacturing still happens in Japan. It happens actually in Japan, South Korea, and Germany. At all three places,
Us, yeah, kind of fucked right
kind
now.
of getting fucked by this thing.
Yeah, so there could be actually a delay on. I think especially they said the mic because a lot of what Microsoft still do, they still manufacture parts in the US. I think so they might be able to get away with some stuff, but I think at least based on the last gen, the PS4 is mostly assembled in China.
yeah, but
So
yeah.
if they continue that with the PS5, they could be in real trouble and could be looking at massive delays on, like they could miss holiday 2020, which would be
The
massive.
good thing with Sony being so big, they have global supply chains, so they can
They do.
easily just move
They
stuff
can
around.
probably
But the
move.
problem with the global pandemic is that your entire supply
Yeah.
chain is fucked.
And if you have to move all of your parts from China to another place, all that stuff's going to have to go through strict quarantine to be like, is there any coronavirus stuck to this PCB or this motherboard?
Yeah.
And who fucking knows? They got to go test it all. So that could be even like a worse situation there.
There hasn't. I don't know if there's been much news in like Sri Lanka or like India about much pandemic
They
outbreaks. or
seem
anything.
they haven't said anything. They could be fine, or they could be hiding it from everybody, like Iran is.
Yeah,
Because
that
Iran is
true.
definitely hiding their numbers of coronavirus victims at this point.
In fact, the health minister in Iran came out and was like, it's all bullshit. And he's sitting there and he's got coronavirus.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he was swaying.
Well, he was
swaying
like
and
coughing
he was-
like all over the presenter.
He was
and,
coughing, he was swaying, he was sweat. Like he didn't just have it, he had it bad.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if the guy passed out as soon as he like got off camera, but like I imagine that guy must have hit the
Get him a
deck.
gurney, yeah.
He like, oh my god, like he's sitting there and he's like, oh, I don't have coronavirus. It's like, well, you are fucked, buddy.
Definitely do,
You are
mate.
fucked. I thought it was a bit of a laugh that the UK health minister got. I'm like, the health minister of all people gets it.
Well, it's just like,
that's yeah.
all
I feel
these,
bad. I
all
feel
these
bad for her,
representatives
but
who are
it's
just
also kinda
fucking up
funny.
cobs. Like the whole thing with the health minister in America telling everyone not to touch their face and then licking her finger, then touching her
Yeah,
face.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing,
Yeah.
bro?
And apparently 3 or 4 Republican congressmen have got it as well. And they're like, I think it's like Rick Gates, who's like Florida. Ted Cruz apparently isn't confirmed, but he's in self-isolation at the moment as well because they went to CPAC, which is like their big like fundraising of things before the election.
It's the E3 of conservatism.
And-
they have one here in Australia. They had it last year.
and a bunch of them got coronavirus because there was like one of the congressmen had it and they're like shaking hands and like in close proximity for like a couple of days at this CPAC. And like now 3 or 4 of them have like confirmed cases. Another like half dozen are in self-isolation. And they're the ones that were coming out saying, you know, it's not a fucking problem. Don't panic. Don't worry about it. We're not going to like listening to Trump being like, oh, it's going to like fizzle out in a couple of days. It hasn't. It's going to get
fact,
fucking way worse.
There's a very real possibility that Trump may have contracted it too. Have you heard about the Brazilian guy?
Yes, I did hear about this.
How do you pronounce Bolsonaro's first name? Is it Jair Bolsonaro? Jair, I think is how you pronounce.
Jair.
How you spell it. Is
Jair?
it Jair Bolsonaro?
Yeah.
I don't know how. I
Yeah,
feel
Jair.
bad. I'm
Jair.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Mr. Bolsonaro, I'm really sorry that I don't know how to pronounce your first name. Like, you can call me out on it, call me a racist prick. That's fine, because he's an asshole anyway. But like his aide, like went to America to be like, "Yo, what up, Trump?" And Trump was like, "Yo, what up?" Because we're bros. And then they broed out for a bit, and then he came back and he's tested positive for coronavirus. So, like, you know, I mean, if you're going to bro out with a guy, and that's why I think he made the address. I reckon
don't lick each other's faces.
because I reckon that obviously these things
Get your
but,
erotica
like-
out of here.
like, these things
Don't
are
be licking
known-
people's faces. Sorry.
But I reckon these things are known like days before they come out to the public and say, "Hey, this
Oh,
is what's going on."
Of
So
course.
I reckon the reason why Trump made the address to the nation is because of that. I think he's freaking out about
No,
this.
apparently, like legit, like behind closed doors, he's freaking out. Like
He's spooked.
anyone that's like coughed or sneezed anywhere
Yeah.
near him,
Well,
he is like, "Fuck, get them." The
Dude,
fuck
he's
out
always
of here.
out of his term as well, and he's probably like, "Man, I was having such a cruisy 4-year term, and then this happened. I got to deal with my first crisis."
Well, see, and the
Is
thing
2020 over yet?
the thing is that
Honestly,
economically,
I
it's
have
not
a
bringing it.
theory that like the universe was saving Kobe just because like they knew that the worst was about to happen. Like honestly,
But like
Are
honestly,
you saying Kobe Bryant was like the Dolphins in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
just got out before it got real bad.
So long and thanks for all the hoops.
yeah,
bro.
Oh, R.I.P. Kobe. But like, still, it's just like someone posted this thing. It was so simple. It was like, fuck, man. Yesterday was a hell of a year, and it's like, yeah, yesterday felt like an entire year's worth of bullshit in one big fucking hit. It's just like,
But everyone
seriously,
was doing-
2020 has been fucking fires. Kobe dies. Coronavirus.
Neil Peart died too.
Neil Peart passed away. Like, it's just like everyone's like, oh, fucking 2016 was a shit year, and it's like, oh, 2017
Stern
wasn't too
died,
bad.
and then-
Yeah, and then it's like 2018 was shit, and it was like, oh, thank God 2019's over. It was a hell of a year. It's like,
2020, the year for everybody.
It's like,
But
we're
that's all
fucking-
right. We're resilient.
we have started off on not a good. Like, the first 3 months have not been good. They've been really fucking
I
bad.
feel like as Australians though, we've taken it like there have been like
I think we had the fires
yes.
for like the first like month or so. Was not a good like time to be an Australian. It calmed down a little
Well, that's the
bit.
thing because everyone's seeing all our stocks and supplies being dwindled by fires, so people are
Yeah.
freaking out and being like, "Well, I better get all the last bit of dunny roll before it all gets burnt
I
up."
think
Apparently,
I think people just like someone posted that it was a Simpsons meme of like that Mr. Burns episode where he gets mistaken for the alien.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's singing like Kumbaya. And then it's like Australia during the bushfires, and then like the panel below is like I think it's like one of the brawls at the hockey stadium when Lisa and Bart are playing,
yeah.
and it's like Australians when we run out of bog roll, and it's like yeah we have like gone from complete unity in like fuck the bushfires back to just like absolute chaos with just like we don't have enough toilet paper apparently, which we do. All the major companies manufacture toilet paper in Australia.
Yep.
It's not going. It's fine. It's coming.
it's just we have a slight shortage because everyone went out in 48 hours and bought it all. That's what
the problem,
happens. There's a
is, like,
shortage.
when you hear that other people are going out and buying shit tons of it, you go out and buy shit and you just add to the problem.
Yep.
Like I
And
went out and bought a 4-pack the other day and I felt guilty enough doing that.
Yeah,
I was using Kleenex tissues.
I'm
like,
out
all this week.
I got
yeah.
none. I'm using face. You know the tissues for blowing your nose. I'm using that
Yeah.
to wipe my ass.
Yeah.
I got 2 boxes of that at home, and that's it. That's all I got.
I have 4 rolls of toilet paper left,
Yeah. Oh
and
God.
I'm like I'm rationing that shit out.
yeah. Holy shit.
I'm like I'm being very very generous. I'm very very cautious with this toilet paper because I have no idea. Like
I mean, I feel bad for Dave because Dave needs like 12-ply toilet paper for anything. So like, I don't like. I feel bad. Like for me, it's like I can get by on tissues, and it's like it's not great. It's not ideal.
No, it's not.
But actually,
There's still a good quality tissue.
there's still a good tissue, and like, and
they've got a
the
bit of
thing is,
aloe vera in them too. It's very
That's
nice.
they do.
Get the
They
eucalyptus
really
one.
do.
Get the eucalyptus ones.
No,
Eucalyptus
I've got
There's
the
a
aloe vera
refreshing
one.
kind of whiff of fresh air on your booty. It's great.
Fucking hell.
Okay, well, I mean,
dying, I'm
I suppose
dying.
nobody's eating my ass, so like, I'm
No,
not
that's
worried
fine.
about that. But I will say, my
But
bathroom,
it's more for yourself.
yeah, my bathroom smells really nice
Yeah.
because of it, because it's like lingering in my bathroom.
Okay,
and it's
the,
like,
the
great.
other day, I ran out of toilet paper probably like 2 weeks ago. This was right before people started freaking out. And the only thing, like, I didn't realize we were out of toilet paper. The only thing we had in the house or in the bathroom was my roommate's girlfriend had left those, you know, those makeup wipes
Yep.
to take
Yep.
all your makeup off. They were just sitting on the sink, which is next to the bathroom, the toilet. I just kind of looked over at them, looked at the bog roll. I'm like, it's out. Looked at like I got a little tray where I usually keep spare bog roll. Out. Look over at the sink. Facial wipes. Well, we're doing this, aren't we? And because they're
We're
they're moist.
MacGyvering this shit.
Because they're
yeah.
they're moist too. Mm-hmm. And I just thought like grab one out of the pack and was like, oh, this feels weird. And I use them.
Wait, is it your house?
That is my house. Like
We use that, dab it, and then get like a small towel and just.
just like clean, just like finish myself off.
Is there anything different?
But yeah,
like,
it was a very weird sensation, like wiping with a
right
with a
with a wet wipe,
some-
With a
like a
damp-
somewhat moist.
right?
Yeah.
Like, Dave didn't believe me. Dave was like, "You're fucking weird, John," because I said I used the KFC wet wipe once when I
Right.
was
Yeah,
desperate, and
very
it was
sort
weird.
of similar.
Similar sensation, and it was weird. It
What's
felt
the
weird.
alcohol on your booty?
Right,
Like,
but here's the thing, right? Like a wet
Bit
wipe.
stingy.
No, it didn't sting. It wasn't bad.
just refreshing. It's cool. It's like,
Yeah, it's,
I will-
it's like a nice minty tingle.
I will say
on
my
your
anus
butthole.
had never felt fresher. I had a very fresh butt.
Mate, there was
great.
definitely no makeup on my ass.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. Like, is a makeup removal wipe different to like a standard wet wipe in any way? Are they the same?
maybe the alcohol might be a little
Content.
less. Just because
That's what I mean, 'cause, like-
just
Yeah.
because it's of sensitive skin or whatever.
Or is it? I thought it was like because you got to cut into the makeup, or like that's what I mean. Like, is it kind of a bit more like paint thinner? Like, I genuinely don't know. Can someone tell us? Can someone message us at pint.party and tell us what the fucking deal with makeup removal wipes is? Like, are they different? right? I'm honestly tempted to just
think
go
they're-
outside and talk to the first woman I see and
I
just
think
be
they're
like, what's the
definitely
deal?
they're definitely wetter than the KFC facial wipes.
Oh yeah, well, I imagine
Yeah.
the KFC ones are made as cheap as humanly possible. Like
Yeah.
I feel
Whereas
like
these
it's not
felt
a
like
fair comparison.
there was a fair bit of moisture on them, and
Still a softness to them. Like
Oh,
the
it was
KFC
very- it was
ones, like
very-
you cannot rip those without like.
no.
no,
They
No,
got
whereas
they
this
got
was like-
sturdy. Like
This kind of felt like I had to like fold it in half like twice because like I felt like it was going to fall apart in my hand. It's like it just didn't feel as sturdy as toilet paper because it was wet.
you
I'm
do
like,
the two-fold or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, this has to be very strategic and very like quick, just wipe, just to make sure that nothing sort of breaks and fingers don't go where they shouldn't.
Yes.
Which, it's happened to all of us. When your toilet paper's not thick enough and you wipe too hard, just like, oh no, I've gone through.
Mayday.
Terrible. Soldier down. But, yeah, no, that was like, actually, did you talk about this last week? Like, what was the most like drastic thing you've used?
Yeah.
yeah, that was me. It was a
I've-
KFC wet wipe.
I have I've got one for that.
yeah, go on.
The cardboard of the toilet roll.
Yeah, no, we spoke.
I stripped off.
I've done this.
So
Tactic
you've done that
well.
one as well? Yeah. I stripped off like a very thin. Like
It's just
the outer-
layered cardboard.
Yeah, the
thinly.
outer
You
thin
just-
layer of the cardboard. I'm just like, this is all I've got.
But you got to strip it back. Like you don't want to obviously use the cardboard. You kind of like
No,
strip
like
out the
I
layer.
tried to like just like the veneer on top of the cardboard. Like tried to get that off. I'm just like, that's as thin as I can get.
And now I know how like homeless people feel trying to steal copper out of fridges. Like just trying to delicately like
It's
just
like
pull
very,
it
very
apart.
almost surgical.
Yeah, almost
in a way.
surgical.
But yeah, like that was some desperate.
Real scummy surgical stuff going
I
on.
would say that was some desperate shit. That was a desperate shit.
That was a
Um,
desperate
When your
shit.
knees are shaking, your heart's going. You're like, I'm not going to get off this toilet.
This is really going to hurt. And the cardboard's pointy, and it's not fun
Yeah.
sometimes.
But like, okay, so hang on. So, but for you in your bathroom, your shower's like literally right there.
Yeah, I know. Look, this is in a situation where I had a detached a detached toilet from the bathroom, so
there's an
it would have been
right.
a waddle.
Yeah.
to get from the actual bathroom through one door, through a hallway to
Yeah,
another
yeah,
door,
right.
to get to the shower to clean myself
Okay.
in that
Yeah.
manner.
Yeah.
So it was very much, I'm going to use what I have around me right now, and all I have is
Yeah.
the cardboard roll.
No, I did it once though, and I said this last week. I walk straight and proud. Like it's like who
I got
cares?
a waddle. I got to just do
No,
the-
but if you
the
get
duck walk.
like you get a
The
little
crab
mashing,
walk.
and it's like
Yeah,
you're
sideways.
gonna get in there and scrub anyway.
Hey,
So
look,
like,
that's a
what's
good
the big deal?
point.
Make sure you dab those corners.
All right. And by the way, like I saw someone on Reddit talking about this and just like basically bringing up the same point we did, being like why people buying done it like do you not own a shower? Like just wash yourself off. And some people were like, oh my god, but it's dirty. It's like you're wiping off with a tissue like instead of water. Like do you not wash your own butt anyway? Like what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, and I'm not
Just
saying
clogs up.
yeah, it's like exactly. It's like you must be fucking foul then, because like you get in there, and I'm not even saying just get in there with just your bare hands. Like get a little soap going. I use body wash, so I get some body wash going and get in there, right? And it's like, mate, I got it's all going.
fixed it.
It's
It's done.
good.
It's fresh.
Sorted. It's fresh. Yeah. Fresh. Especially with the and I talked about this. I've still used the Xbox body wash. I still buy it because it's like fuck. The body wash is actually good, right? But the thing with the body wash is they've put something in. I don't know what they've
You
put
are
in it.
forever 15,
But there's a
but
bit
yes.
of a like there's some kind of alcoholic content in it because like you do get that minty fresh feeling in your undercarriage when you use it. I'll tell you. So yeah,
That'll wake you up in the morning. That'll get
yeah.
you going.
Mate, I'll tell you what. First time I ever did it, it felt wrong. It was like this. I feel like there's like I'm wearing pants, but I feel a cool breeze. This is not right. Yeah,
It
but
feels
now-
wrong till it feels right. Then it
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
wrong.
So oof.
Fucking hell.
Just before we kind of wrap up for
Yeah.
today, I spoke to John last week, and we're kind of not really talking about anything proper this week, so I can kind of fit this in.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I'm obviously really into snacks, and I want to kind of
Yes.
use this platform as a way to give back to the community and give some good advice about what snacks to buy.
Yeah.
And I don't discriminate. I go to both IGA, Coles, Woolies, whatever your gambit is. I go there. I try their snacks.
Yes,
but
yes.
at the moment, I was down in aisle 7, the chips and the potato chips aisle. And
Yes.
recently, I've been for years, I've always liked Doritos and like normal potato chips, but I'm trying to have a little bit of a health kick, just change my diet stuff slightly.
Of course, yes.
So a good side option is obviously popcorn. Popcorn lately has become a very popular choice as a side snack. I still like the crunchiness of the chip. Thank God the brand company Cobb's popcorn. If you've seen it, they are now doing chips, and it is a rice. I think it's a rice, corn, and potato blend. And it has it mimics a sensation of the texture of a chip, but it still has like the lightness of like a puff rice kind of cracker. So it has all these different layers of texture and snap that is really quite fulfilling, and that doesn't really miss potato chips at all. Like, it's actually a really good replacement. So they come in 3 flavors. If you like sweet sour cream and chive, always fantastic flavor.
Elite flavor.
I do like that one.
The way the chip is kind of made adds this kind of creaminess when you finish smashing it up in your mouth. So the sour cream actually adds a real nice creaminess to this. There's a sweet chili and sour cream,
Of course,
which is always, and then the classic sea salt, which is always good as well. So if you take your time wandering down and looking for a snack to buy, and you want to maybe keep those calories off a little bit, maybe try some Cobb's chips or popcorn. It's also good.
That sounds pretty good to me. I like
that. Is Lachlan's snack time review for the week. If you have any more suggestions, or if you want to point anything out to me that could open my eyes a little more, please let us know at pint.party, sorry.
Pint.party.
And let me know.
Yeah, that's our Instagram handle, I should say.
On Instagram, you are correct there, John.
Have you ever had country cooker cookies?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I for the longest time, I only thought they existed in country Victoria.
They were like real thick, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
big thick ones that got like either jam or like lemon stuff in
I'm
them.
with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I found that I'd never been able to find them in a supermarket in Melbourne. The IGA just down the road from my house.
IGA, the Independence Grocers.
Yeah,
Man.
they have them. And I lost my shit the other day when I walked in and saw them because I had not had them for a very long time. I'd get a whole, like the big pack of them, bring
You
them
talking about
home.
the one with the kookaburra on it?
Yes. My God, they are fucking fantastic.
They are really good cookies.
It's like a shortbread cookie with like either like lemon tart filling or like jam filling.
You
in it.
usually see them at a country bake sale. You are right. Like,
So good, man. And like we used to get them
Very
all the
rustic.
time in Echuca. Every time I go home, my mum has like half a pack just sitting in the cupboard that she's like, her and dad have like just sort of like 2 a day or something just picked at. But
there's something about a crumbly biscuit that really allows for a good rustic
lost my shit when
feel.
I saw them. I'm just like, oh my God. Bought a pack. Took them home. My roommates had never seen them before in their life. I'm just like, boys, treat yourselves. Try this shit. And they were just
Like,
like,
oh boy,
it's like, God damn, that's a damn
can't
good,
go wrong with jam and things.
damn
Just
good cookie.
Jam
I
and confectionery is.
I prefer the lemon tart filling.
Yep.
I'm a massive lemon tart man, but if you see it's like it's a clear package, yellow label, and a kookaburra, country cooker cookies. Check them out. Elite. So good. So good.
John, do you have any other snack time suggestions?
I mean, for me, just in terms of like sort of like food from the countryside that I always like hang out for, and this is going to seem weird, but I don't know I don't know what the fuck it is, but milkshakes in the countryside taste different,
dude, 100%.
And it's the sauce, it's the syrups they use,
Straight
like
from the cow.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, you got the milk,
They
right.
probably have better quality milk, but what John's getting on
The
is like,
cow's just there. The milkshake gets made just there.
Right, but I'm positive it's the syrup because like I like a milkshake, and I've had milkshakes all across this great land of ours, and I have yet to try like it's something about specifically countryside Australia. Right, has this? I don't know what the fuck their chocolate syrup they're using
honestly,
is, but it's specific, and I've only ever found like one place in a metropolitan region that's had it. It was like somewhere, I can't remember, it was somewhere in some hipstery part of Melbourne I was in, and they had it, and they probably had it because they were like, nobody else around here has it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Brunswick or
what it was.
Footscray.
Yeah, it was one of them joints.
Yeah.
Right, and I was like, holy shit, like this is like, it's this very specific flavor too, and it's really good, it's rich, and like, that's what I'm saying, that's why I don't think it's the milk, it's the syrup.
Sometimes it's the
Right.
milk. There's literally like there's a
you got to go hunting for them though.
There's a place in Tongala, tiny little town. There's like 2,000 people there, but they got like a fucking milkshake store there that is like everyone from miles around comes to it because they literally milk the cows out the back of the store,
Oh, right, yeah,
and
okay.
the milk is like it's that fresh.
Yeah.
and the milkshakes are phenomenal.
Yeah,
because
alright,
it's
yeah.
like that milk has not been pasteurized. It's not been sitting around in a big vat. It is just straight from cow. Goes through a filtering system, gets cooled down, put in a milkshake.
We could spend
Done.
a whole episode, I think, just talking about the rural bakery. Just because
Dude.
I think there's a
Dude.
standard. There's a
Dude.
certain standard. There's
There's-
urban bakeries compared to rural
There's
bakeries.
two
There
things.
is
There is 2 things I miss about the country living in the city. It is
pies and
yeah, it is like literally like for some reason, even though we're close to the ocean here, country fish and chip shops are far superior to anything I've found in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Same with bakeries. bakeries in country towns, it's usually their claim to fame. It's usually like they got like the awards like best pie of the year 2017.
Best vanilla slice.
Yeah, exactly. Something like every bakery will have like something that they are the best at in Victoria, and there's nothing in Melbourne that even comes close to that. I've not found like a good just bakery
No.
in the city or in the surrounding suburbs at all. I miss it. I
haven't hunted for a good pie in a while.
I miss a good.
If you guys know of a good pie shop, please holler at us because
Have you ever had Ned Kelly pie?
not up in
Ned Kelly pie is your traditional just beef pie, then bacon, cheese, an egg cracked on top, and then more cheese melted on top of that.
Is it an open pot pie or is it like a pastry, like a normal pie?
It is like a normal pie. So they got I don't think they have the pastry on top, but they do have like it's like an egg and cheese and
Yeah. So it's like a quiche kind of mix.
But it's still got just like a regular pie mince underneath that. Incredible, just so good. So many flavors, so many different, and it's a perfect breakfast pie because you got your cheese, your bacon, your egg, and then your mince.
Yes,
bit of pastry. Oh, fucking fantastic! They're just Echuca, like every fucking bakery in Echuca, and there's a lot.
Yep.
All do like a variation of the Ned Kelly pie. Unbelievable. Can't find anything.
Unfortunately, with all this Corona stuff going on, I have to just go with the old Sergeant's pies in the oven.
Mate, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good.
Shit substitute.
Terrible. Just if you are going to go and do go to the country,
if you're going to spend this money in Australia,
go find a place that has a good bakery. Heathcote is one I recommend. Heathcote Bakery has
Mansfield Bakery is really good as well.
Heathcote Bakery has 10 of those pie of whatever of the year awards on their goddamn window outside the store. It's how many things do you want to win? They've won all of them. It's ridiculous.
Especially when it's the staple pies, like a steak and mushroom pie. How can you say you have the best?
Shepherd's pie, steak and potato pie.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. That is the perfect goddamn pie. And this place in Heathcote,
too much going on with too much starch and all.
No. When you get that perfect balance, perfect. Just so good. Fuck, I miss pies. God damn it. I miss pies so much.
I'm sad that 4 and 20 is not a thing anymore. At the servo, because since 7-Eleven went and they were like, we're going to make our own pies, and I don't know who their contract is.
Trash.
They are trash, and and the thing is that they're trash in some really weird ways. Like steak and rosemary pie used to be one of my absolute favorites and 4 and 20 used to do one, or was it 4 and 20 or Mrs. Max would do one? It was really good, and then 7-Eleven were like, we're going to do our own. And it's like, okay, they put way too much rosemary on. I'm like, you're spending more money on this pie and it tastes even shittier because rosemary, it's you only need
very potent.
You need a little bit to get you done. It's like rattlesnake venom.
Just a sousance.
All right, you want to be careful with it. And they were fucking drowning the cunts in it. And I was like, what are you doing? It's it makes my eyes water just to be near this thing. It hurts, right? Because it's so intense.
I love rosemary.
But I tell you what, though, I'm with you. Steak and mushroom is where I'm at. That's a good pie. Or a pepper steak, actually.
Pepper steak pie.
Either or.
Pepper steak pie.
But a pepper steak, it can't be a mince beef. You got to get the thick slices, right, for a pepper steak.
You want that chunky?
Yeah, it's got to be chunky.
Lately, I have been getting pasties. I do like pasties as well.
Can't go past a good sausage roll.
I've never gotten around a pasty. It's just never been my thing.
It's just it's a dressed down calzone. Is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
But you're kind of wrong.
There's slight little degrees of differences. I'm
a little bit. The kind of pastry, the kind of filling, and the way it's cooked.
But they look the same.
Although
once again, you're not wrong, but you're wrong. You know,
yeah.
I get where you're coming
trying
from.
to be funny, whatever.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying you were, but I'm just it's not a calzone.
I mean, the only calzone I've ever had that was a proper calzone though was in Los Angeles, and that was a bag. It was a bag of grease in pastry. Was what it was.
What is the cardinal rule when you go to America? Do not get pizza in LA.
Yeah, that was the local shop round the corner.
It wasn't pizza. It was close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was from the pizza shop, which then closed down. The next year I was there, it wasn't there anymore.
In LA, you get burgers. In America, in New York, you get pizza.
Yeah,
that's the rule. You get burgers and Mexican in fucking LA because they do that shit better than anyone else.
Yeah, well, I learnt my lesson that day. I'll tell you, because it was just grease.
Yeah,
it was grease and cheese and pastry, and that was it. And it was like, fucking hell. All right, guys,
enjoy your whatever that is.
Yeah. And it was huge.
It's
too.
a pasty.
What do you call it? A pasty.
It's a pasty.
A pasty.
We just
Oh,
wrap it-
la-dee-da, Mr. Fancy Pants, a pasty. Well,
All
with
right.
that, we'll wrap it up there. So I want to thank my guests, Lachlan Beasley and Ricky. I almost called you Lachlan Needs just then. It was a slip of the tongue. If you like this episode, please tell 2 friends in 2020.
Yeah, boy.
Listening to this podcast is a thing you can do in isolation. You can do it just on
Damn
your own.
straight.
That's right.
Go
You-
back.
And there's 40 episodes now, so you got some time.
Exactly.
time.
If you want to do 2 weeks off, like I keep saying, that's 10 episodes a week.
That's it.
Boom.
Done
Sorry,
deal.
20 episodes a week.
20 episodes a week. And with that,
Math.
this has been Pint Party. Cheers.
Cheers.
This podcast is part of the Heart Effect Podcast Network. For more of this and our other podcasts, head to hearteffectstudios.com.au.